We're going to talk about where and when and how to find the best summer deals at all of our favorite stores. Of course, Zara, H&M, even Aritzia, all the places, Nordstrom. We're going to review Aritzia because I spent some time at the store. That was such an experience, but it just felt very sort of fashion, lifestyle, cultish. Not in a bad way. I mean, I know cult is bad. So we're decluttering some of our summer items and building more outfits for our capsule. And my very favorite, I'm so excited because we're going to see if we actually improved our wardrobe since January, because this year's journey, this year's goal has been very strategic about sticking to our budget, but making sure that what we're buying is high quality pieces only, or the best that we can find within our budget. Because the goal is not simply to buy less, but to buy better. So per usual, we don't have a dime or time to waste, so let's get started. Welcome to the channel, y'all. I'm Kima and this is deCollection. So this is the channel where we declutter with style, we restyle and remix old fits, we shop our closets, and when we do shop, we shop sensibly and we still look fly. Okay, so welcome back everyone. And if you're new here, thanks for dropping in. Look around. Hopefully you like what you see and you will stick around. Okay, so happy June, everyone. That means it is unofficially but very officially summer. So in today's video, we are going to make sure that we are fully loaded and locked in and ready for summer, because per usual, we're not spending a lot of money on new clothes and shoes because we already have a lot of things, as we already established. So we want to make sure that we are very strategic, very sensible in our shopping. So that way, all of our extra disposable income, which was not a lot of, can go towards summer experiences and fun, because summer is for fun. Okay. So this month we're going to review Aritzia because I spent some time at the store. That was such an experience. And also browsing the website, seeing what I liked, what I didn't like. Did I buy something? I don't know. Okay, so what can we say about walking into an Aritzia store? It is definitely an experience. The best way to describe the overall aesthetic of the Aritzia store is, think of West Elm. If West Elm made fashion, right? That's what Aritzia looks like when you walk into it. So obviously you're not just getting beautiful looking clothes that are very well curated by occasion and like style and what you got going on in your life, but also just the overall feel of it. It is giving you a lifestyle feel when you walk in. It was a very unique shopping experience just walking into it, because I immediately felt like I was home. It was very modern, minimalist, but very chic. It made you feel like this is not just the clothes you want to wear, but this is the lifestyle that you want to live. Now, I don't know who was in charge of the overall production, right? Because I feel like somebody was like, okay, cue the couples. Put a couple here, have this couple shopping. It was so many couples in there, and quite frankly, most of them were very young, too, probably like between 28 to like 35. And it was cute. It was very cute, but it was definitely giving. This is where the couples who go to farmers market on the weekend, then they go to brunch at like, I don't know, the reading room, downtown Decatur, if you know, somewhere like that. And then after, they're like, hey, I have to pick up a dress for the baby shower next week. Let's go to Aritzia. It's very Nara Smith coded, okay? Even if you're not religious or anything like that, it just gives that vibe. So I don't know how you feel about that, but it was very interesting. I'm gonna say I don't have a negative feeling about that, but it just felt very sort of fashion, lifestyle, cultish. Not in a bad way. I mean, I know cult is bad, but a cult is just a following, right? So I don't know if it's good or bad. It just is what it is. A very sort of clean girl aesthetic, very polished, very muted, but also I'm trendy and I'm cute. That's Aritzia. Now let's get to what they're actually selling and whether it was quality or not. Child, I forgot to tell you guys this too. They even had in the middle of the store, they had a section right before the registers, a nice little sitting area. And it was like centered with a sofa here, and then maybe a chair, another chair here. And I think there was even a coffee table. It probably had some books on it. And that's where all the men sat as they waited. The fitting room was very interesting too because you had your own, obviously, changing space, but there were no mirrors in the changing space. So you had to go out and there was just a communal sort of fitting, revealing area. So, and it was fine. Like nobody was in anybody's business or whatever. I didn't feel on display, but that's just something to keep in mind depending on, what your comfort level is. It's one of those shopping experiences where the associates are almost like your stylist. They want to know your name. They're asking you about the pieces. But anyway, let's talk about the clothes, child. So I tried on 3 different things, immediately gravitated towards this linen set, the trousers, and it came with a vest. Well, it didn't come with, but the vest to match. The trousers were $138 and the vest was $98, I believe. It was made with 70% lyocell, but it felt really good. So that's the thing about lyocell. Lyocell can mimic cotton and mimic linen, but it gives you so much structure. So if you look at these pants, they look really polished. They look very structured. They don't look flimsy. Because oftentimes with linen, especially if you get 100% linen, and depending on how tightly woven the fabric is, it can feel a bit flimsy. It can feel very light. But this felt very dense, but also light at the same time. It was just a very polished look, especially for a slouchy pants because it had a drawstring waistband and not necessarily, the 3 hook that usually trousers would have. But I love the look of this. The vest was a little bit too tight. They didn't have a bigger size. And that's the thing that I noticed about the sizing at the store. They don't carry a lot of the larger sizes. So if you need anything over a size 8, I don't know. I don't go there every day, but I'm just saying they didn't really seem to have more than one of the size versus double X small, like literally double X small. They had a lot of those and small. And of course, extra small, double X small, extra small, and small. They got a plethora of those sizes. So I thought that was interesting. But when you look on the website, every time that I've been on the Aritzia website, I've never had a problem finding my size in anything that I wanted. Full price. Now on sale, right. You got to hurry up and get that. And that just is what it is. But I love this set. Of course, the top was too small. I think it was a 8 or a 10. I can't remember. But it was too small because it doesn't have stretch in it. So, yeah, we needed to up a size. They didn't have it. So, I love these pants. However, and I think that it's worth it because it's lyocell. So, if I just needed a really good pair of pants like this that I could obviously add with any one of the blazers that I already have, I think that this would be a good investment. Personally, for me, I didn't need it. It would definitely elevate the collection of linen pants that I have because these look very polished. But it's not going to do anything for my immediate life right now. I don't need another pair of linen trousers. So I think I'm good right now. But those are pretty good for $138. The second thing that I tried on, which again is my favorite, I love a cotton shirt dress. And I love that this one was cinched at the waist. It was a belted button down poplin cotton dress. I love it. And I love that it was black too because, black looks so chic, especially poplin. I just love that look. However, that was a medium. So Aritzia said, no, ma'am. According to our records, we see here that you are not a medium. Okay, you need a large. Sorry to burst your bubble. And I was like, I'm fine with that, but y'all don't got it, okay? Y'all don't have it. So I wanted to try it on just to see what the look would give. And I think that if I found the large, if I could size this up, I would like it. So the outer shell was 97% cotton and 3% elastane. So I love that. I like a little bit of stretch. We need it. Don't try it. And then the lining, which is great, was 100% cotton. So you're just getting a lot of flow and coolness for the summer. I love this dress. Again, that dress is one of those build a capsule dresses. I love a nice black cotton maxi dress for a city trip. You know, like I wouldn't wear that if I was on an island somewhere, but certainly if I'm going to New York, or even if I was in LA or something like that. Maybe not LA, but you get my point. Okay. London for the summer. Like I love that kind of look when I'm on a city trip. That dress was $168. So, I can't really tell. Like, I think it was a good dress. I feel like it was well made. Obviously, it didn't fit me, so I can't really tell the overall how it should fall, if it was falling right in all the right places. But I think it's a good dress. $168. I'm rounding that up to $200. For a dress like that, it's a pretty simple dress. I think that you definitely, if you don't hit your luck thrifting it somewhere, you certainly can find that on Poshmark, even ThredUp if you're willing to spend some time. But Poshmark, you could really hone in and get anything specific that you're looking for, any specific brand, any specific style. You can find that on Poshmark, I'm pretty sure. It may not be Aritzia, but you can find that on Poshmark, I'm pretty sure. For even $50. So it just depends, you know. Are you a Aritzia girl or not? Oh, I tried on, you know, I'm a sucker for satin. I am. So I saw the satin, like Batwing, you know, asymmetrical dresses. I immediately fell in love with the brown, the mocha, the chocolate satin. So I tried that on. And with this cut and this style of a dress, I'm always going to get a small just because it's a very voluminous style. I know it's going to fit because it's made to be oversized. So I tried on the small and I love it. It looks great on me. It looks great. The fabric felt so good. I like their satin. This satin was made with acetate. Acetate is semi-organic. It's made with wood pulp. So it kind of gives you that flow like rayon, but it's made to have that extra sheen like a satin or a silk rather. So I love this dress. And this was the only item that I left the fitting room with because I was seriously contemplating it, but I knew that I probably wouldn't get it. But it just looked so great and it felt so great. And I do have 2 weddings coming up. And so I was like, I definitely could wear this to either one of the weddings. But one of the weddings is a destination wedding. And I don't know if that's the vibe that I want for a destination wedding, right? So that was already like, girl, you're probably not going to wear that. And then I'm thinking like, okay, well, maybe my birthday, because this would be a great birthday dress outfit. But then my birthday is actually taking place during the destination wedding. So like, no, I need something a little bit more tropical. But anyway, I was like, that's just a good dress to have, right? And it really is. However, the dress is, how much was the dress? The dress was $178. So again, we're rounding that up to $200. Okay, with taxes and fees and just stress, child, that's $200. So again, that's not, you know, we're not breaking the bank. You know, I couldn't quite put my finger on where I was going to wear this dress. Like if it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I have this particular event coming up, I could definitely wear that. And by the way, that would make for a good holiday dress as well. But the problem is that these events, my birthday, October, holiday between November and December, the wedding is in October. Those 3 events are so far away that I don't know how I'm going to feel and what I'm going to want to wear as I get closer to those events, specifically my birthday and, of course, the holidays. And I already have stuff in the closet for holidays. You know, I can always pick through things that I haven't even worn yet. So I was just like, as much as I love this dress, it's going to have to be a no. Okay. But I do like this dress. I think that it's well made. It felt very substantial. And it also just felt really good on the body. Also, another key point is that it was made with 80% acetate, okay, and 20% polyester. So for $200, roughly $200, we're getting mostly synthetics. And again, we already understand why they do that. We understand why they need to use polyester. We understand that you could get a good grade of polyester. We understand all of those things. So I'm not saying, again, that we're not buying or wearing polyester. I'm just saying, I don't want to pay full price for polyester. Okay? It's my prerogative. If I'm going to pay $200 for a polyester or a synthetic blend satin dress, I could easily pay half of that for a 100% silk dress from Quince. So that's also something to consider because remember, we shopped at Quince earlier in the year. We didn't buy any of their silk products. I did have some silk stuff in the cart. I just didn't want it at that time. Again, that dress is one of those things where I'm going to wait and see what it does on the website and what the sale is looking like. And then also within a few months, it's going to be on Poshmark. Okay, it's going to be on Poshmark. And that style, while it's so great and it's so beautiful and it's so flattering and all the things, it's not really like a revolutionary thing that I can't find some variation of that anywhere else. So yeah, I'm not getting that dress. Okay, so before I left, I was like, I have to try on a blazer. I have to try on a blazer because Aritzia is also known for their suits. And apparently, you know, they do some good suiting. That's what the people are saying. So, and I've seen people with an Aritzia suit on. And I'm like, oh, I thought that was custom made. I was like, no, it's from Aritzia. Great. Okay. So I tried on a jacket. And this was a size 10. It's made with their Japanese crepeti. I think that's how they crepeti or crepe. Basically, it's a Japanese crepe material. And I didn't know what that was, so I had to do some more digging. And essentially, it is a form of like engineered polyester made to kind of look like crepe. So it's polyester crepe, I guess. That's what it is. But it is well made. It feels good. It falls nicely. When you look at it, you can tell that it is a pretty good quality suit or blazer. The blazer was $248. And I didn't look at the pants. The pants are probably going to be about, what are we averaging? About $150, $160 for the pants. We're talking about almost $400 for what I would say is a good looking suit. Good looking suit. Is it a wool suit, 100% wool suit? No. Is it a mostly lyocell suit? No. It is a mostly, if not entirely, 100% polyester suit. Again, engineered to look really good and to perform well and to last and to add that elevated touch to your wardrobe. Yes, to all of those things. So again, it just depends on where you are right now and you feel like you really need this suit because you're gonna, you're sitting on a panel somewhere, you have to give a speech somewhere, and this is really gonna give you that polished, elevated look. I get it. But I ain't got none of that stuff going on, thankfully. So I don't need this suit today. So again, I can wait for it to go on sale. And I certainly can find so many variations of that on Poshmark, as you can see here. So I would say that all in all, Aritzia is giving you that elevated look. What can I recreate with what I already own? I already have a lot of suits, a lot of blazers, a lot of trousers. So that ain't none of my business, okay? But I will say that the pieces are definitely something that you would want to invest in when it makes sense to do so. So we ended up not buying anything from the Aritzia store, but before I went to the store, I was online browsing because, like I always say, I like to go online first and just kind of see what they have, so I'm not really shocked. So I came across this bag. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm also a sucker for a woven bag. I love a woven bag. I do. And I have been coveting either a Chloe summer woven tote or a Celine or a Loewe, right? That's been on my wish list. Specifically the Loewe and the Chloe totes. And it's part of the reason why I started these SMART goals, these annual SMART goals, because I was like, I can't keep spending a lot of money on clothes and bags too. So one has to give. And it made sense that if I'm going to invest in a really good bag every year, then I don't really need to keep amassing and accumulating all of these clothes, right? So I set a budget every month. I have enough money saved to where I could just buy a bag and not feel guilty about it, and also save money to do other important things in life as well. Important things. So, but listen, it is what it is. I like a little name brand bag every now and then. It is what it is, child. I am a child of the 90s from Brooklyn. I like a little name brand bag every now and then. Okay, I'm not going to lie. So when I saw this tote bag, hang on. When I saw this tote bag on their website, I was like, oh, this is cute. She's cute. She's a cute girl. Okay. She is cute. It's very simple, very subdued, but it's letting you know that I'm also an Aritzia girly. Okay. And I'm living that lifestyle too, child. No, seriously. But no, I love this bag because It is, and I've been wearing it a lot. It already has all my stuff. I've worn it a few times to work. I've worn it out to dinner with the man. So I like it. It's very cute, somewhat chic, but not like over the top doing the most, you know. This is more in line with my everyday sort of casual, bopping around lifestyle. Does that mean that I'm an Aritzia girly now? No. This bag was $110. And so that was our monthly, that's how much we spent for the month, $110 on this Aritzia bag. So what I would say though is, apart from their shopping bags, because I love those little illustrated, you know, motif themed artwork bags. Apart from that, the most valuable thing that you can take away from Aritzia are ideas. Ideas about how to put together pieces, what an elevated piece should look like, but also just what an elevated piece doesn't necessarily have to be. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a 100% polyester blazer that you get for $200. So we are getting a lot of good ideas from Aritzia, but ideas are free. And we know what to do with ideas. We take them back home, okay? We shop our closet, we see what we have. We apply 3 before spree, okay? Shop our closet, see what we have, remix some old stuff, put things together. And if we gotta buy some stuff, we're gonna start with the lowest viable option, which means we're gonna thrift it. And we can thrift on Poshmark because Poshmark is gonna give you a very sort of elevated, very specific, and even sometimes curated way to find reduced items, a lot of times brand new with the tags, and there's a lot of Aritzia stuff on there as well. So again, shop Aritzia when you need to. They are giving you a pretty good product, but we ain't got to. We don't have to do it today, so we're not doing it today. So let's get into June's plan, because as you know, our SMART goal for the year is not to spend more than $1,000 on the best quality clothes that we can find. Hopefully not to exceed $100 per month. That helps us to stay on track so that we meet that annual goal. So for June, we have a lot to do, and we have to be very strategic about it, because while we want to look our best, we don't want to spend a lot of money because we want to use that money for experiences. You can really create some experiences, if not in your town. Maybe you can drive 2 hours up to 4 hours for a nice beach weekend, or just a nice, like in the country somewhere, you know, doing something. So let's try to reserve our resources, no matter how much we have of it, towards experiences. And whatever experiences you want. Maybe you want to get some new books. Maybe you want to read some new books. Maybe you want to check out a restaurant, somebody's rooftop pool, downtown somewhere. Like, create experiences for yourself this summer. So we're not trying to spend a lot of money, okay? Because we have stuff, and if we don't have stuff, we know how to get it for the low. Okay, so let's get started. So for week 1, we are decluttering our summer tops and tees. Now, when we say declutter, that does not automatically mean that we're getting rid of stuff. We are going to get rid of some things because we're constantly bringing in new things. So we have to make space for it, especially if it's something we're not using. But when we pull out our items, and that's why we do item by item every month, because we're not like taking everything out of our closet, everything out of our drawers. We're just doing item by item as it pertains to what we got going on that month, right? So we really need a good inventory of what our summer tops are. We spent a lot of time talking about dresses. We built a capsule where we're talking about the bottoms that we own. But let's talk about the tops that we actually have. Because if you're like me, you have a bunch of t-shirts that you probably don't wear, rightfully so. And I'm not really sure how many summer tops I actually have. And I'm not really sure what tops are for work and what tops are for play, and what kind of events I got going on and what I need them for, right? So that's what this opportunity allows us to do. Take everything out, but also start planning outfits with these tops. And it also helps you, if you don't already have summer plans, to sort of like, hey, I need, you know what? This shirt deserves a moment. Okay, I'm going to wear it with these cut-off jeans. I'm going to wear it with this maxi skirt, whatever I'm going to wear it with. And you know what? I'm going to go to that festival next Sunday that's free, okay? And I'm going to take a book. I'm going to read. I'm going to just sit out, you know, on the lawn, and I'm going to read. I'm going to walk around and browse the vendors, and I'm going to look cute, okay? Because I now know that I have a top that I can look cute in, right? So that's what this is all about. It is not only to declutter and help us organize our space And if you have some good pieces, you can send them off and make some money at one of their buy, sell, resell places. But also, it forces you to really not just elevate your wardrobe, but elevate your experience this summer specifically. We got to get out the house. And having good clothes is a good reason to be outside, okay? And there are so many free things that we can do outside. So we got the clothes. Let's find the clothes. Let's style the clothes, and let's go outside. We're going to go through our tops, and we're going to pull out all the tops. We're going to style them with different things. You know, some tops that you've never worn with shorts, some tops that you've never worn with jeans, some tops that you've never worn to work. And now you're like, oh, I could wear this to work. I could just throw a blazer on it. So do all of those things. And ultimately, every top that's going to earn its keep, not only do you have to know that you're going to be able to wear it a couple of times this summer and you know what specific event that you're going to wear it to, but also, does it look elevated? Does it look elevated? Does it give me that sophisticated, elevated look? Even if it's a fun, chic, sexy, flirty top, you still want it to look elevated. So look for all of those things. Again, look for the fabric blend. Does it have any pilling? Does it have any stretching? Does it have any fading? Is the fabric too thin? Especially if it's supposed to look like a satin, but you can tell it's like one of those shiny, thin, paper-looking fabrics. Get rid of it. Does it have a misshapen collar? Oh my goodness, especially those t-shirts. So that's week 1, which is going to lead us into week 2, which is to actually style our capsule. So you know, last month we started to build our summer capsule, but let's actually look at the pieces that we do have, because I would say that at least 70% of the capsule that we're building with the items that we already own. Is 4 tops. We have 4 tops, okay? It's just a matter of what tops I actually want to wear this summer. So once you've decluttered your tops and styled them, you'll know if you have all the tops. You have the button-down top. You have the basic tee. You have the rib tank. All of those things that we said that we're putting in our capsule. So maybe you don't have the rib tank and you're like, I want to wear with all these maxi skirts. So that's one thing that I'm going to look for when I go out to the stores. So for our capsule, we have 4 tops, 3 dresses, 2 bottoms, and a shoe. So our goal for week 2 is to style our capsule and try to build the following outfits. 3 work outfits. So taking all those pieces, button down, maxi dresses, trousers, the linen trousers, the 1 basic shoe that's going to take us everywhere with all those outfits, and build 3 outfits for work. Pretty simple. Start planning some weekend looks, some casual brunches. You're going to the farmer's market. You're going shopping, you're running errands. Like, especially if you don't think you have anything major or fun planned this summer, when you really plan a whole day around, you know what, I'm just going to run some errands. I'm going to go to, this side of town that I never really go through. I'm going to go browse this. I'm going to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to hit up 2 farmer's market. They got a little fair here where they got some vendors. I'm going to go down to like Atlantic Station where they always have the vendors out on the weekend. Like, just make an event out of it. And start thinking about the cool outfits that you want to wear. Very casual, but always cute. So start just planning some outfits. So when they happen, when they come up, you're ready. Because I know for me sometimes, like, that might be a deterrent for me to, like, want to leave the house when I'm like, I don't feel like trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Sorry. But if I already have something in mind, I'm like, okay, you know what? I could pull this off. So it just makes life easier and more fun. And then again, as I said, some travel looks. Again, if you don't have any major trips coming up, but maybe you might plan, just to go away. It could be an overnight or it could be a day trip somewhere, 3 hours away, what have you. So plan some looks for that. Even if you don't think you're going to do it, you don't have anything in mind, just plan a look, child, okay? The universe works that way, okay? All the things are going to start lining up. Like, I'm like, she got an outfit, okay? Let's give her a little extra money here. Let's put this event there. Put it in her feed, boom, go. Now you going overnight somewhere because there's a fair, there's an event, there's a conference you want to attend, and you're like, you know what, girl, just do it. So plan the outfits. Plan the outfits and the events will come. Don't buy the outfits. We talked about that. We talked about that in the summer dress videos. Don't buy the outfits for the events that are not planned, okay? But you can plan the outfits with the wardrobe that you already have. Okay, do you guys get the difference? Do you see how the math is different on that? Okay, good. Because the key lesson is the most affordable wardrobe is the one that you already own. And I will add the chicest and the best. Okay. So that leads us to week 3, which is so exciting because that's what we like to do. We like to shop. And so for week 3, we get to start shopping, or we get to start planning and strategizing our shopping. So the summer sales are beginning, right? Like towards the end of June. Zara's big end of season sale, I think, has already begun. The best thing to do is sign up for the text alerts or follow them on Instagram or something. And listen, this is kind of a crazy rabbit hole. So I'm not really telling you guys to be that invested. I'm saying that I do it for research purposes, okay? Because I want to give you guys the information that you want and need. Not really need. You don't really need that information. But I'm just saying, if you are interested, if you have some things that you know, like I said, some events, some places, some people you got to see, and you know you're going to need some things, then I'm going to just let you know that the sales are coming. However, we only shop the sales, y'all, first and foremost. Now, I found this app called Karma, and what you do is you have to use it with your Safari. It's like an extension on Safari, your Safari browser. So if you're like me, I only use a Chrome browser on my iPhone, on everything, even on my Mac. But Safari, we got to use it every now and then. So in order to use the Karma app, you have to have it as an extension on your Safari app. So whatever browser. So fine. I can get with Safari every now and then. So you go to a website like Zara and you see some items. You see an item that you like and maybe it's full price, or maybe even the sale price is not good enough for you. So you bookmark it, right, with the extension, with the Karma extension, and Karma is going to save it in your likes. And it's going to track the price, the discount. It's going to track the price. So for you over the next couple of weeks, and it's going to alert you when the price has gone down. So I just think that that's a smart way for us to track sales, not in general. Okay. I'm not telling you to just be like, oh, when is there a sale? I'm going. But like if there's a specific item that you want, you know, like if I really wanted that Aritzia blazer and I'm like, I'm not trying to pay $238 for it. I know that by August, September, if they still have it, it's probably going to be at least half of the price. So I'm going to just let Karma do all the work and just slowly track it for me and just let me know when it's down to a reasonable price. So that's what we're going to use the Karma app for. We're not using it just, you know, give me all the sales, but just 1 or 2 items from 1 or 2 brands that you are particularly eyeing, that, you know, you want because you have this event or you just need that as part of your wardrobe. Nonetheless, make a list of the things that you need. We already built the capsule, so we know what we need. We know what we don't need, but we know what specific items. So never go to a store, any store for that matter, even if you plan on paying full price, without like having an actual strategy. We've talked about that endlessly. Like we are there for a specific thing. Now we might see some other things that we like. And sometimes we can't help ourselves from buying them if it's a good deal. But again, strategic and sensible shopping only. And again, there really isn't a particular item at any particular store or any particular brand that you can't find some other variation at another brand. So we really need to hold them accountable and have them compete for our dollars. So that basically means just try to find it somewhere else. Even if you're just shopping like Zara, Aritzia, Mango, even the Mango outlet store, J. Crew, or Nordstrom. Nordstrom has some really good sales, and Nordstrom carries a lot of these lines too. Like Nordstrom sells some Mango stuff too. So again, just look at all the different platforms. You know, spend a day. You know, if you have a nice day in, just really tracking prices and just finding the best deal for you. Not just buying things because, oh, I'm shopping at this store. I'm only going to this store. Oh, and the most important thing that we could always do for week 3 is three before spree. So shop your closet first. You could even shop your friend's closet. Do a swap party. I had a swap party last weekend. It was so much fun. I can't wait to put that all together and show you guys. And I got a lot of really good pieces from there as well. I got a Telfar bag, y'all. Okay, from the swap party. So look out for that video. And then of course we thrift. And again, thrifting is not just going to Goodwill or going to your local thrift store. Thrifting is going to Poshmark, Vestiaire. Vestiaire is also a really good place to find some elevated basics and just, you know, some really good trend pieces that you're looking for, or a bag if that's what you want. Okay, so for week 4, we are doing a mid-year review, deCollection style. So we set out this year to make sure that not only are we reducing the amount of money that we're spending, but more importantly, that we're increasing the quality of clothes that we're buying. And we're only shopping intentionally what we need. We're also looking for the best products, the best quality fabrics and construction that we can find. And so every month I tried a different brand, a different store. So we shopped at Madewell, we shopped at Quince. We even got the Gap Harlem Roll fashion collaboration. We shopped at Mango Outlet, Aritzia. Of course, we thrifted, some quality pieces from Cost. So we've done a lot. And I will say that I'm really impressed with the pieces that I've now added to my wardrobe. When I set out in January, remember I said that I am looking for proud pieces. And a proud piece is that if somebody was just looking through my closet without me selecting and showing them like, oh, look at this, and they would just look at your closet, and your closet would tell a story. Closet would not only tell a story about like who you are, but what type of lifestyle you live and what things are important to you. I wanted every piece in my closet to be a proud piece. That I didn't have to tell anybody why I bought this. I didn't have to justify and to give them a rationale. Like, child, I needed something to fix. You know what I'm saying? And I just need I want the piece to stand alone, right? So those are the proud pieces that I have, and I think that every single thing that I purchased this year is a proud piece. Not because it has some crazy, label. It's not Prada. It's not a Hermes bag, but these are really good quality pieces. And apart from the brand, apart from whatever name it is, apart from the tags, the quality of the fabric is there. The integrity of the construction is there. So I'm really proud of that. And most importantly, that I've only spent $501, including this recent Aritzia bag purchase. So yeah, I think that we're doing good. I don't know if it's an A+ child. Okay. I think we're at I'm at a B+, A-. Which I think. Let me know in the comments. You have seen all my purchases. I want you guys to go through your wardrobe, the new things that you purchased since January 2026, and see if it really meets the mark. Okay, has it elevated your wardrobe in the ways that you wanted to? Maybe you set out to elevate your wardrobe just in terms of style, right? You wanted to add more flair. You wanted to have more of a signature look. Is it doing that? Right? Have those purchases done that for you? Maybe you wanted to add some nice sort of legacy brand pieces to your collection, right? Everybody wants something that they feel proud of, that they built, that they've made an investment in. So has your wardrobe done that? Have you been able to do that since January 2026? And maybe you've only thrifted this year, okay? But you've been very strategic and very intentional about the thrifting pieces that you've selected. There's a lot of crap that we can thrift as well. And so maybe your goal this year was that I'm only thrifting high quality pieces, or I'm only thrifting my signature pieces. So whatever your goal was this year, whatever your budget was this year, this is the time to do a mid-year review and judge yourself. Okay, honestly judge yourself and correct your actions if needed. All right, so I think I'm headed down the right path this year, and I'm so excited about summer. Let me know in the comments what you guys got planned for summer, and if you need some styling or shopping tips, then I'm your girly friend. But yeah, I'm so excited about summer. I don't have a lot of major things planned. I do have some fun things planned. I'm going home to New York for a family reunion, so that's fun. I'll spend a few extra days there, doing some New York things, and some friend things. And I am going to Toronto, God willing. I have to renew my passport, so I have like 2 months to get that done. So wish me luck, and remind me in the comments to renew your passport. I think I'm gonna do that next week. And yeah, and I'm gonna hit up Zara's end of the season sale, so I'm excited about that. Got a bunch of fun videos planned for the summer, doing some collaboration with people and helping people shop. So look forward to that. Well, I ain't gonna tell you look out for it, because you know how it is, the schedule, child. I gotta meet up with them. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. That's the plan. That's the plan. And yeah, and I want to attend some more festivals here in the city. Just walking around, looking cute and chic, doing all the things, child. So let me know what your shopping strategy is for June and for the rest of the summer. What kind of fun things you have planned, and yeah, all of the things. So thank you for sticking to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.